सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुपागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We are in the verse number 8. तदेव निष्कलं ब्रह्म निर्विकल्पं निरञ्जनं तद्ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते ध्रुवम्. I do not know whether we did no, only 8, 9 it's not done. Okay. Nishkalam we saw, Tadeva Nishkalam Brahma. And we also saw that how the complete realization is where Aham Brahma. Presently we are Aham Brahma. I am in the world of delusion, attachments, likes, dislikes, strong idea of notion of I. And all other sufferings are because of the same strong identification of Aham. I am this. Either I am this or I am that. This or that, they say no. Oh, this or that. So this or that means what? Aham, I am this, meaning today in this condition, and I want to be in something else tomorrow. So we are never satisfied with what we are right now. Always we are anxious about what is tomorrow, what is next moment, what I'd like to be. And the mind is so restless. This present moment I am not happy. Present moment I am always anxious about tomorrow. Interesting thing is that which you are anxious about tomorrow was the same thing yesterday about today. Is it not? Yesterday I was anxious about today. But I am not anxious about today now. Again I am anxious about tomorrow. It continues. This is called Maya. Maya is not a person or a thing. Maya is our attitude. Continuously we are in that delusion and we never question it. That's the problem. Maya does not stay when you start questioning it. It's like the Maru Mariuchika Iva, like that of the mirage water. The mirage water, when you question, go near and is it there? And it will not there. That is why that fellow who actually tried to delude Sita, his name is Maricha. Mirage. Maricha. And it's not a really, deer cannot be gold. Cannot be gold. It's simple understanding. So, but she got fascinated and Bhagavan only smiled. Okay. That's what you are, Jiva. And as he changed, it disappeared here and appeared here and disappeared there and appeared here. He knows that this is a play. Therefore, Maya is that which makes us not to have this firm conviction, Aham Brahma. And Aham Brahma Asmi, na Bhavami, na Bhavishyami. Not tomorrow. Aham Brahma Asmi. Asmi means I am right now. So its question is Jnatva Sampatyate. Right? Jnatva Sampatyate means what? Knowing you become. Knowing you will be that. So any knowledge, by knowing you cannot become that. By knowing medicine, you don't become medicine, thank God. Knowing law, you don't become a law. Can you? Knowing an art, you cannot be art. Right? Knowing an art, you cannot be the art. It is something to do. So knowledge always expects you to do something about it. Any other knowledge you take, it is upon knowing, you ask the question, now what? I know, but now I want to do what? I have to act on it. But it is like similar to waking up from the dream. Waking up from the dream and knowing that the dream is false, what should I do? Kya karna hai? Whatever I have dreamt, about which, what should I do? Do I have to do anything about it? No. Why? Because I don't need to do anything about what is known to be not that. I know that after waking up from the dream, I do not have to do anything about the dream. Not even regret or happy about it. Happy dreams, sweet dreams. We tell the sweet dreams. After waking up, what sweet? Nobody says bad dream to you. Even if it is a bad dream, after waking up, what is the question of you worrying about it? There are people who sit and seriously think about, oh, I had a bad dream. I think that is going to happen. Even my horoscope, everything says that. So how people are so deluded and people make money out of that? So, Aham Brahma iti jnatva, having understood the Aham Brahman, what is there to be done? Kartavyam kimasti? Nakinchit kartavyam. Why I am saying this is next verse is going to say that. Kartavyam kinchit nasti. Nothing is there to be done. That is why Brahma Sampatyade. Because it is something which I already, as I said last time, it is Jnatva Sampatyade means what? Ajñabhidasya jnaptihi. What is forgotten, you are told. You are told what you have forgotten. Oh, I forgot. All the while I was living without remembering it. How bad it is. What you are, you forgot. If you forget somebody else, it's okay. I mean, it is not going to affect you that much. But I forgot myself. In the dream, you forgot yourself, correct? That's why you went through all that experience. You have forgotten who you were until you woke up, and then you realize by that forgetfulness how much I suffered. How much I got deluded about that. And after waking up, there is no need to sit and worry about that also. Why? Because it is not real. But Ramana Maharshi was asked this question, before the dawn of realization, what was your mind? He said, why should I bother about it right now? That is foolishness. I don't even talk about it. That's why it is like Jnani has no past. Ajnani has no future. A wise person has no past, an unwise has no future. You understood what we mean by that. Jnani does not talk about the past because that has no relevance now. Do you remember what answers you gave on a 12th grade? I don't remember. You passed? Yeah, I passed out. In India, they say passed out. After looking at the new question paper, I passed out. So, having realized that Aham Brahma, which I have forgotten all the while, how much I was deluded, how much I was giving priority to things that are so irrelevant. And I was so busy with that. So here, Brahma Sampatyate Dhruvam Sanatanam. Dhruvam, eternal, unchanging. Now, the thing is, why it is difficult for us to recognize this is because there is nothing that can be compared to that. Nothing in this world can be compared to what it is. That's why in the next verse, he puts this point, verse number 9. Nirvikalpam anantam cha hetu drishtanta varjitam aprameyamanadim cha yajñātvā muchyate buddhah nirvikalpamanantam ca hetu drishtanta varjitam aprameyamanadim ca yajñātvā muchyate buddhah. Things to be noted, a point to be noted here is Brahma Sampatyade, previous verse. Here, Jnātva Sampatyate, Jnātva Muchyate. Please underline these 2 points. Jnānād urdhvam moksha. Jnānād eva moksha. Knowledge alone liberates you. Because knowing alone can make you see things differently. Is it not true? How much ever you read in the book, but you don't think like the book. Is it not true? The author of a book writes certain things, but do you think the way the author thinks? Do? You see a movie, in a movie hero is a particular character, but do you do you think like that character when you come out of the movie theater? You'll be the same foolishness only. After reading the book, do you think like the author? But here, having understood or realized Aham Brahma, what would be the state of mind of the person? Buddha muchyate. Man of wisdom becomes free. Free from what? Free from what? Free from oneself, one's own foolishness. He doesn't have any time to change the world. And afterwards, he says, I am done. I am seriously thinking the world is a problem and I have to keep on doing something about it. Now, having opened his eyes, there is nothing need to be done in this world because I, the one who is suffering, is not because of the world. We always are ready to blame the world and therefore we will never be free. Because one situation you correct, the next situation is already waiting. How much ever you try, one is over, next one will come. That is over, next one will come. It will never end. So when do you become free then? Swami ji, vacation jayenge. Vacation में free हो जाएंगे. Vacation में, in that vacation you will be thinking about going back. This is not true. Friday, thank God it is Friday. Only for a moment, until the Friday evening is over. Then Monday thing will start. Saturday morning, Monday I have to do this. Monday I have to do that. After graduation I will be free. No, you will not be. Job hunting will start. Then spouse hunting will start. Then school hunting will start. Or, nowadays, it is so difficult to get the marriage halls. Nowadays, they are fixing the marriage hall and then start looking for the girl. Now, Nyajnatva muchyate Buddha. Buddha muchyate. Jnatva sampatyate. Having gained the nature of Brahman, then what is the nature of that person? Muchyate. How does one become free? From what? Knowing that aham nirvikalpam, I am not looking at myself as different parts. Now I look at myself as a part. That's why I am apart from you. Right? I am one and you are different. He is different, that is different, that tree is different, plant is different, bird is different. So all these differences are because of Nama Rupa Jagat only. Name and form only. So long as I am identified with my upadhis, physical body as a upadhi. Upadhi means that which I am identified with this. This is what I am. So, Hetuhu is Karanam. Nirvikalpam anantam cha hedu drishtanta varjitam. I definitely have a cause, physically born out of my parents. So I have a hetu, I have a karanam, I have a cause, I born out of something. What is born out of something is an effect. The cause of that is called karanam, hetu. Every part of my body is none other than born out of food, sustained by food, and go back to food only. Every part of the body will merge into the matter. Am I that? When you ask a common man, are you this? Are you the matter? Doesn't matter. Because I want to live like that only. Caught up in that. So, anantam, that's why it's a nirvikalpam. It is not subject to any kind of division or a change. The vikalpa also means change. And anantam, antarahitam, endless. What can be endless? That is born cannot be endless. Because anything that is born means it is caused. It was not there before, it was caused. Pot is there still today. Today pot is there. Snake is also there. So the pot has not. No. The pot was not there before it was made. What was there was only clay. So clay became a pot. Can we say yes? Meaning clay has appeared to become of this shape. Therefore, pot has a birth. When does it end? When I break it? Not now. And end it. Pot is no more. But clay continues, right? Clay cannot disappear. Inside you also, outside you also. Inside the head. So, the clay continued to exist. Meaning, in this relative example, clay doesn't have a birth like a pot. But clay has a birth of a different kind. It may be born out of mud with water mixed to it. But earth, that also has got a cause. So anything in this world has got a cause. Therefore, anything in this world has an effect, becomes an effect. And that which has have an effect definitely must end. There is no effect in this world that does not end. So am I? If I think myself as a born out of something, and I am subject to end, then you are not free. You see? That's why he says, Muchyade Buddha. How does it become free? Only when I realize that Mama na hetu. I have no beginning. I have no cause. And there, that which does not have any beginning cannot be compared to anything else. Drishtanta is not possible. Drishtasya antaha. That's called drishtanta. See, if you say orange is like apple, of course it's not comparable, right? That's why I said oranges and apple, don't compare. So if we say oranges are like lemon, there is some relevance. Both are citric by nature. So yes, oranges and lemon and lime, more very close, correct? Or they look alike, maybe bigger or whatever, and taste differently, but they look alike. But you know the difference. But when does a thing end? When I can compare it with something else, that uniqueness of that ends. Please understand this. When a thing can be compared to something else with having more or less the same characteristics, then the uniqueness of that ends. It's no more unique. It can be compared to something else. That's why your children don't like you to be compared with somebody else. Don't you? Don't compare me with my brother. I'm unique. Don't you all want to become unique? But unfortunately, we are not unique in that way. What is unique in us? What is that which cannot be compared in us? Can be only one without a second. That is called Drishtanta Varjitam. Meaning, it cannot be compared to something else, and therefore it remains unique. Brahman cannot be compared to anything else. It is like this, it like that. If you try to, if anything that you compare becomes definable, anything defined is limited. When you said Anantam, unlimited, can you compare space with anything else? It begins here and it ends here. Can you say that? Space doesn't begin some point and space doesn't end some point. So how will you compare with that with anything else? That is why it is said Brahman's first manifestation is Akash. Space. At the level of space being a one which cannot said to have a beginning or end, only in that aspect, and it is all pervading, in that aspect, it is like Brahman. But again, it is not conscious, it is not Chaitanya, it is Jadam only. So then, it immediately loses its nature. Because that which makes Brahman all-pervading, beginningless, endless, but most importantly, it is aware, conscious. A conscious thing which has no beginning can only be life. But science tries to say life has a beginning. From what? Lifeless. From lifeless, life began. If you take a plant and look for life, what will you find? Tell me. Is a plant alive? Yes. Show me. Show me. Show me how the plant is alive. Come on. How will you show? Where is it? Is it in the earth? Is it in the stem? Is it in the root? Is it in the leaves? Is it in the flower? In the fruit? Where? You cannot say it is from here to here it is life and beyond that it is not. So that is why it is said Nishkalam, Nirvikalpam, Anantam and Hetu, cause, Drishtanta, example, comparison, Varjitam, absent. Because it does not have a Hetu, beginning, It cannot have any comparable thing in the world. Who is that? That is Aham. It's not something else outside. That Aham Brahma iti Jnatva Muchyate. And at the same time, it is Aprameyam. Aprameyam means immeasurable. What is your height? You can measure. Your weight you can measure. But life cannot be measured. The Atman cannot be measured. Body can be measured. Every day you look at, my Atman is becoming bigger nowadays. My awareness is increasing. Awareness has no weight. Only matter has weight. Swamiji, after nowadays I'm meditating a lot, my awareness has increased. And therefore, my weight also is increased. I'm becoming Brahman. You know, Ghanam means heavy. You know that, no? So that's why these Prohits and all who eat a lot, that's called Ghana bodies. Ghana body means heavy body, Ghana body. No, actually, Ghana party, meaning one who can chant Ganam. Like all of the, Vedic mantras have the Ganam. Rudra is having a Ganam. And then Ganapati Atharva or Ganapati, Om. That is, every Vedic mantra has got a Ganapata. One who knows that is called Ganapatin. And therefore it becomes Ganapati. And one who knows how to chant Ganam, not Ganam. So it is not that after I'm studying a lot, I'm putting on more weight. No, that doesn't happen. Of course, if you don't move at all, it will happen. So that which is known as life in me does not have any hetu, begin any cause. Drishtanta, it is not possible to compare it with anything else. And also, it is immeasurable. Immeasurable means what? It cannot be measured in terms of height or weight, depth. Its dimensions are not known. Its dimensions are not known. Where is it? You do not know. Tip of your tongue, tip of your toe, top of your head, covered, entirely covered. Outside also. So here, aprameyam anadimcha. Anantam it said earlier, endless, beginningless. So this one comes to know, then only such a person become muchyate buddha, moksha. The freedom is not definitely with matter. It is freedom from. A freedom with the matter is impossible. Because one cannot, with identifying oneself as so and so, can ever be free. Because that is constantly changing, constantly being subject to persecution from other matter, and it can never be devoid of end. It definitely goes through the changes only to perish. Jatasya dhruvo mrityuhu. Now, interesting thing is, in the Vedanta what we see, there is a sambandha between karya and karana. Effect and the cause has got a sambandha. Like a seed is a karanam and the plant is the karya. Now, how this seed becomes a plant? What makes it? One can say sunlight, water, earth. No, there is a law. The law of that governs cause and effect cannot be changed easily. Now we are trying GMO. Is not? God made object became genetically modified objects. GMO is same, God made objects. But what we are trying to do is, we interfere, change the structure, and make it, what you call, not susceptible to, diseases or sickness or, any kind of virus, this and that. We are trying to make it last longer. If you take an orange, for example, if it, organic one can stay for 1 week, let us say, outside, without being refrigerated, they're trying to make it stay for 1 month. What are they trying to do? The what you call, the process of diminishing, they are controlling it. I'm not an expert in that, but I'm just saying whatever I know. So the chemicals or the things that can make it perish faster, they are removing that element. So therefore they can stay longer. They are trying to do with human beings also. So if the span of an individual is 80 years, they are trying to modify the organism, making sure that fellow doesn't die that fast. That means what? Increased population. Increased population means what? Reduced resources. And then we keep on fighting. With the available resources, we keep on fighting for our share in that. And we don't stop producing. That is another thing. New things that are coming. Come this way. No, come. You have to go. Otherwise, keep on, and then some people will be outside. Ready to run. So, when we are modifying things, we are trying to sustain the life of that for a long period of time. But you cannot stop it. It has to end. We can only delay the process. Thank God. Otherwise, think about it. Nobody dies. The problem. Everywhere. Traffic will be more. Hospital will be full. Every place will become crowded with people because new one are coming, the old one is not going. Then what will happen? Like your garage. Old ones are still there, new ones are coming in. Then what will happen then? No place to even get in. Car so chhod diya. Car is not even inside. So that will become a problem. So karya karana sambandha. Between cause and effect there is a sambandha. There is a relationship. And I saw one interesting thing. That this karya karana sambandha is called Ishwaraha. The Lord is none other than the one which makes sure that these two are related. And when we look at this world, where is really the presence of God is where? When a seed becomes a sprout, there He is. That very thing that happens. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, Bhagavan Krishna very clearly says, anything, whatever be the nature of a thing, that is me. If I give you water and it is not cool, or if I give you a sugar which is not sweet, you will ask, what's the problem? No. Especially Gujarati have a problem. You give a sugar and then you say, kya karu main? Good mein sweet nahi hai. So when I take good, I am very sure that it is sweet, right? What is the characteristic of that sweet? If that is not there, then the karya karana sambandha it's destroyed there. So in everything, the characteristics of a thing, the sambandha between a thing and its character is the Lord. So when it is said the karya karana sambandha, that is the nature of the Ishwaraha, and that very Ishwaraha is seemed to be the one which is governing the entire universe, whatever is going on. But when we go to the core of that very nature of the Ishwaraha is because it is a Chaitanya Swarup. It is not an inert law. It is of the nature of consciousness. When Bhagavan says, I am the sapority in the water, I am the coolness in the water, I am the brightness in the sun, I am the sweetness in the sugar, I am the life of all being, he is not talking himself as an inert thing. Even though we don't see the sambandha, the relationship between these two, the relationship cannot be in mere inert law. It is the Lord. Because by definition, Ishvara is what? Samashti Karana Sharira. See that the word is Samashti Karana Sharira Upahita Chaitanyam. You know? Who is that? Consciousness associated with the total causal bodies. Now you see, when we go to the state of deep sleep, we are actually in our Karana Sharira. What do we mean by Karana Sharira? शरीर का कारण जो है वो का कारण शरीर. ये शरीर का कारण क्या है? This physical body which you are presently, I am not talking about you as the physical body. You in the physical body, what is the karana? Your physical body's karana means your parents. But why are you in that physical body? Why are you not in another body? Because this physical body is prarabdha vanjanitam. It is my past actions which has made me remain in this physical body. Meaning, what is the karana sharira then? Karma. My own karma which is sitting there. Swamiji, if only I know it. What makes me come here, this body? Vasana, karma, which is sitting there. Karma does not mean action. Karma is the cause for my birth here. And that Karana Sharira is sitting there. That's why he is Ishvara there. In other words, if let us say take a tree, the tree originally was a seed, and the seed had all the potentiality to become what the tree has become. A mango seed will have all the potentiality of mango tree only, nothing else. So that means what? Uska karana hai. In the seed, the karana hai ki nahi. Can it be different? That's what the human beings are trying to do. In the mango tree, they are trying to bring apple out of it. How stupid it is. How interfering is that? You see that. Now they have got what is called that hybrid varieties. Hybrid does not mean production more, but it appears also. What is it? Some of them. What is it? Maple. You know what is maple? Mango and apple. Well, jod ke, new thing has come. Maple. Thank God. Nara and Simha. If they bring that, and really we are in trouble. We can read it in Avatar. That's all. Stop it there. Don't try to bring human being into that. Narasimha Avatar. So in that seed, the karana is there already. The cause to become a tree is already there. That very thing which makes that possible is called Ishvara. That's why it's called Samashti Karana Sharira Upahita Chaitanya. Consciousness associated with the entire causal bodies, including in me. In me also, the same Ishvaraha, Chaitanya Rupaha, is there sitting as the very cause of me, the causal body, to manifest as subtle and gross bodies. So I am definitely different from you and everybody else, and therefore our idea of my I is not on that Ishvara Chaitanya which is there in the causal body making itself manifest as who I am, and the same one who is sitting in you making you who you are. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtadi Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Arudani Maya. making making all of us only identified with the effects of the Karana Sharira, but not the one which is the Chaitanya there. Therefore, when I look at myself as a Upadhi, yourself as a Upadhi, and everyone, then what happens? Ishvara Drishti doesn't take place. That's why Ramana Maharshi says, Isha Darshanam Swatma Rupatah. You look at Ishvara not as another entity, Atma Rupatah, as one's own self, sitting in very much there, or sitting here means presiding over Karana Sharira. When I forget that, I only see differences. See, when I go to a mango grove, all are mangoes only. But one mango tree is tall, another is short, one is giving fruits, another is not. But is it not that they are all mangoes only? That's where man goes to pick up. When I see a mango grove, I say it's all mangoes. When I see human beings, I see differences. Why? Why not I see oneness? Why not I see oneness? We go on differentiating based upon the color of the skin, the region or religion that person belongs to, the language that he or she speaks, the food that person eats, or the culture that fellow follows. We keep on seeing only differences. Why? What makes us see that? Because we only concentrate on the outer expression of it. Only when we start seeing the oneness which is present in all, despite all the differences, then Brahma then Muchyate. That's what he says. That realization of the Chaitanya associated with all causal bodies is the same that is there in you. When you realize that alone, Jnatva Muchyate Buddha. Buddha means one who has out of his vivek, out of his discrimination, Upadhi is not me. Upadhi is not anybody. Upadhi meaning that which is considered to be the matter associated with the Jiva is unreal. And upon realization that alone, one comes to have the freedom. Upadhi vilaye jivaha nasti ishvaraha binasti. Upadhi vilaye ekaheva atma. Idi jnatva muchyate buddha. So this way, this beautiful verse, Aprameyam Anadimcha. Adi is only with the physical thing, and then Karana Sharira. With all that there is Adi, beginning. Now the Upanishad is shifting its gears. Next verse is directly picked up from the Mandukya Karika, which is one of considered the PhD program of Vedanta. Directly picked up. Because Karika is a explanation written by Shankaracharya's grand guru, Gaudapadacharya. And he has written the Karika, meaning explanations on the verses in Mandukya. That's what Gaudapada Karika it's called. So he has picked up this verse directly from this in the Upanishad, or we can say the other way around also. From the Amritabindu Upanishad, if it is said it dated later, the Upanishad is dated later, then it is from Karika. But Karika might have picked up from this also, if Upanishad is considered as before. That's what most scholars would say, that the Upanishad was before the Karikas. This Karika, Gaudapada Karika. And that is the case, then more or less they are saying exactly the same thing. Verse number 10. Na nirodho na chotpattihi न बद्धो न च साधकः न मुमुक्षुर्न वै मुक्तः इत्येषा परमार्थता न निरोधो न चोत्पत्तिः न बद्धो न च साधकः न मुमुक्षुर्न वै मुक्तः इत्येषा परमार्थता. Pulling the carpet from where you are standing. Completely. There is nothing called liberation. Finished. अरे बाबा इतना बिल्डिंग उतना किया. It's like that Lego सा what for it is? Lego. Build. The cards, that's the best thing. The card, they keep on adding, like this. Then what do? You touch. What happens? Flat. Everything is flat. So you have built on saying that there is a bondage, you have to get liberated, you have to put prayatnam, effort, and nothing. Na mumukshuhu na muktaha. So this is become bombshell for us. In Buddhist tradition, they made the mandalas, you might have seen. They put so many days, so many people with so much of intricate design, they go on. And then, on a known particular auspicious time, everything is clear. Finished. Collapsed everything. But here we understand that. Let us read the translation first. There is no nirodha. There is no destruction. Ruddh means to stop. Niruddham. In Tamil, nirthu. Nirthu means stop. Nil. What is in Hindi mein kya? Stop kya kya? Forgot. Rukna. Ruko. So, Ruddh is the word. Say that from Hindi, Ruddh become Ruk here in some Hindi. So, Rodhanam, stopping. Nirodhanam, Niruddham, Nirodha. So, there is no end or dissolution because there is no Utpatti. Neither there is Utpatti, creation, Utpatyate. Ut means come up. Utpatti. So there is no Utpatti, there is no Nirodha. Meaning, there is nothing called creation, there is nothing called dissolution. How many theories are going around about this creation? When it is created, how is it created, why nobody can say, but why? How it is created can be said. What is the process of creation? Even Upanishad explains that. Here, no Nirodha, no Utpatti. And so I am in bondage, you are not in bondage. Na baddha. There is nothing who is really bound. Therefore, there is no sadhana. You should say this before, no? All this while you have been making me do this and japa and tapa and puja, tapas. Kya? There is nobody here actually who is seeking for liberation, no mumukshu. There is nobody liberated also, no mukta. This is very bad. This is looking like a Charvaka's philosophy. Khao piyo maujudao. Eat, drink and make merry. Bas. Picasso. Pina kana sona. Wahi karna. Who cares about birth and death and the old age and this and that? But that is not the idea here. Now, I have to take it to a serious discussion on this point. Now, there is presently our in general, all of our activities in this world are all based upon what is known as there are many people here. Not only me, you and everyone in this world. Human population or the population of the universe. I think what's 8 million? What is that billion? How many? 8 billion? Huh? Population of human beings alone. And what about other species? This, according to Vedanta, is called Bahu Jiva Vada. Bahu Jiva means what? Many jivas are there. Many living beings are there. And each one of them have got their own life. And nobody can live somebody else's life. I cannot live your life, you cannot live my life. So everyone has got their own life, their own priorities, their own goals, their own culture, whatever it is. So everything is so diverse. When you go diverse, you can divorce. That's called divorce. So many different people are there living so many different ways. Not only human, other living beings. You cannot live a life of another living being also. Another species you cannot live. Live like a dog, live like a cat, right? Cannot. The bird that is building a nest on it, you try. It has its own capability or ability to do things which you cannot do. So when we see the varieties of the world, we come to have a firm conviction there are many. So Vedanta says this is called Bahu Jiva. Many lives, many living beings. And in this context only we should understand, when we take there are many living beings in this world, then what is considered as the reality is called Vyavaharika Satta. Meaning transactional reality. Transactional reality means because I have to transact, I have to give and take. So this transactional reality is valid only when there is the concept of many jivas, many lives, many beings. Our karma theory is entirely on this. Please understand that I am trying to connect the dots here. When you take many lives are there, then there is world of variety. There is transactional reality. The karma and karma phala theory, punarjanma theory, everything is valid. I did something and the result of which I don't experience in this world or in this life, then I have a punarjanma, it is a next birth. Meaning what? There is a world and I am going to be born in that world, and in that I am going to experience the result of all my actions. And you will find plenty of such statements in Gita also, Upanishad also, everywhere. There are living beings and the creation is there, and then many lokas are there, 14 worlds are there. There are 7 worlds above, 7 worlds below, and many of the living beings. And karma is done by the individual, and karma will have result, and the result of karma has to be borne by the same person, not somebody else. And therefore Ishwara is there, one who makes sure this law is working. As I explained, Karya Karana Sambandha, all that, this whole explanation is possible only when you accept there is Bahu Jiva, many beings. One must be clear about the context here. So in Gita you will find that, in all the Puranas you will find that, all the Agamas, all the rituals, everything is based upon this premise. What is wrong in that? Nothing wrong. But explanation is necessary. This is how it is. Now when you understand this, Utpatti asti ched nirodha abhi asti. If there is a creation, there must be a dissolution. Jatasya dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya. Krishna says, anything that is born has got an end, death, and anything that is subject to death is subject to rebirth. This recycling goes on all the time. No thing in this world can ever become absent. It has to appear in some other form. Is it not true? You take this fruit, you eat, After that, it becomes part of your body. Correct? Then you excrete, it becomes part of the earth. Then again it will come as an orange. Or something else. Of course, you are giving fertilizer to the world. Don't you understand that? Nothing in this world, matter, can ever disappear. When you say, oh, water scarcity, what do they mean by that? Potable water scarcity. It is not that water can, where can it go? Can it disappear? Where can it disappear? Beyond the earth, beyond the atmosphere. It becomes not potable. It becomes a salty water. Then what will you do? It becomes part of the ocean. See, when rivers are coming and the rain is there, you can directly take the water and then filter it and drink it. But once it becomes ocean, you cannot do much. Salination is an extremely costly affair. Is it not water? That is water. Then you can't drink. So drinkable water is the crisis, not the water itself. You put the same water, ocean water, into the plants, it will die immediately. It cannot take that saline water. Even the plants cannot survive there. So only potable water crisis. So therefore, nothing in this world is subject to disappearance. That's why he says, it is anything that is dead, anything that is born is subject to death. Again, it is born in some other form. So anything that is subject to birth is subject to death. Utpatti asti chet nirodha api asti. Okay. Now, anything that is jayate, anything that is born, you say, then tat baddha eva. Anything that is subject to birth is subject to bondage. Conditioning, limitation. So, anything that is born means what? It is born with a limited ability. Anything that has limitation is born. It is subject to conditioning. So, then, baddha eva sadakaha. Is it not? I am born, you will say, I am born to be free. Okay, good. How? Why you want to be free? Because the more I know the limitation, the more I want to get out of it. Until the child, the boy or the girl is at home, is okay. He is enjoying or she is enjoying the comforts of the home, care of the home, etc. But after some time, the mind changes, right? I want to be free. When do I become free? University. I want to go to university and be free. I can do whatever I want. There is no reporting time. Is it not? All the teenagers have this notion that in the home I am limited. Somebody is constantly looking at what are you doing? Why are you doing? Have you finished your homework? Have you finished that? Interesting thing is, the same one, when he or she gets a child, it's the same thing. Don't you realize that you want to get out of it? Yes. Same way that fellow also wants to get out of it. So therefore, when a person starts knowing the limitation, and until the child knows not the limitation, there is no problem. That's why the other day also I said, no, the boy was asked this question. When you are going to university, what do you want to take? Meaning, which subject you want to take? That's what that mother was asking. When you go to the university, what do you want to take? He said, you and the fridge. Because somebody has to feed me. So when that boy decides to leave home, what is he saying? Now I am free. But after some time in the university also, he suddenly feels, I want to finish this. I want to go and work and earn my money, and I want to spend the way I want. Is it not true? So, from where are you going? From one state of bondage, you become free, and they say that is also limitation. Then he goes to work. Goes to work, come back home. Goes to work, come back home. Boring. So I want a company. Then I'll be free. Pakada. Pakad liya unhone. I think so. When we get married, they dream. We just go places and enjoy life. She also says yes first, just to keep him dreaming. Gets married. Starts. Bound forever. Then I finished. Thereafter, there is no question of release. Or if that is not there, puppy. When do you become free? So, when a person is a jiva which is subject to birth with the limitation of the body, etc., sa baddha eva, and baddha eva sadhaka. You see? Sadhaka means what? One who prayatnam karoti. For what? Mokshaya. Finally, he or she realizes this is not going to end. I have to get out of the whole thing. How? Nyatva muchyate, said before. Knowing that none of these things are real. None of these things are permanent. They are there. I have the body, I have the family, I have the children, I have this, I have that. But these are all only at the transactional level. But in me, there is me in me. That one in me is ever, ever free. Therefore, he becomes a sadhak. So, baddha eva sadhaka. I am trying to relate the same words which are there. Yasya utpattihi tasya nirodha avashyakaha. Avasyam bhavi. Avasyam bhavati. Yat utpatyate sa baddha. Yam baddha saha sadhaka. Sadhaka eva mumukshuhu. Only one who is striving for liberation from the bondage is seeking for liberation. That's called mumukshu. One who is seeking mumukshu. Seeking liberation. Mumukshu eva mukta. At the end of this striving, gaining the correct knowledge, he will become liberated. So, wherever we see utpattihi, nirodha, baddha, sadhakaha, mumukshuhu, mukta. Now, if you nirodha and utpatti, if you remove, what will happen then? If you beginning itself you remove that, then the whole thing will collapse. You understand what? Everything is related to one another, one another, one another. If you start the very first presumption, I will tell you about the next class, the presumption that you have got in the beginning, utpattihi, if the utpattihi, if you begin, then there is the whole thing is valid. It is like in a math. If you put a wrong value for x, you keep on working. Is the value right? You go back there first. What did they do there? They made a wrong assumption there. And then you will not solve the problem. Or this problem that is solved also temporary only. I realize I made a beginning. In the beginning itself there is a mistake. So that is the reason this Mandukya Karika says, let us go to the very original point where he began. Na nirodha utpatti. Finish. Then there is no paddaha, sadhakaha, mumukshuhu, mukti. Swamiji, fundamentally you are questioning the question. Yes. That is the reason why this verse is important. We'll see in the next class. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.